to Wednesday's Reptile News. Now we're going to start off today with a few stories that aren't so good, but we're going to end up with some pretty awesome stories, so stick around and enjoy. Now our first story comes out of Pittsburgh, where an 18-year-old Komodo dragon was going under the knife for apparently a blockage in its intestines. This was at the Pittsburgh Zoo. Now the 9-foot-long Komodo dragon, named No Name, for obvious reasons, was born in 1993 and brought to the zoo in 1997, but unfortunately this 230-pound lizard died on the operating table. Not sure 100% why he died, but I know from some of the larger reptiles, especially that I've seen in zoos, that it seems like stuff like that, it just hits them a lot bigger because they're just such awesome animals to begin with. But unfortunately, male, No Name, Komodo dragon, 9 feet long, 230 pounds, dies on the operating table at the Pittsburgh Zoo. Now let's go over the pond, where apparently a 25-year-old fisherman, he's in the hospital today in critical condition after getting his butt eaten off by a crocodile. Yes, that's right. You heard right. His butt was eaten off by the crocodile. He was able to fend it off with a stick and raise alarm, where authorities finally rescued him and he was airlifted to the hospital. And our very last not-so-good story today is about the dune sagebrush lizard. You remember we talked about this, and they had that voluntary conservation plan by landowners and businesses. Well, apparently the Center for Biological Diversity has submitted comments and reason to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, saying that that plan simply will not work. It will not provide the lizard with the proper resources that it needs for the species to survive. So where do we go from here? Not sure. Center of Biological Diversity apparently does not agree with this plan. You remember it was kind of questionable to begin with. I mean, a voluntary plan, that's great, but what's to say anybody's going to volunteer, I believe is what we were getting at last time. So moving forward to the good news. To Muscatine, Iowa. Is that really the name of the town? I don't know. But anyway, City Council has kind of a hard decision on their hands now, where apparently they outlaw venomous snakes and constrictors, which, isn't that like just about every one of them almost? Anyway, a man was cited for apparently having some, I think it was ball pythons in his apartment. He actually appealed the citation to the city, and now basically what he's trying to do is to get the city to amend the law allowing constrictors under 6 feet in length. Now I agree, but I disagree. I agree because this man is fighting for his right to keep his snakes, but I disagree that it should be narrowed down to 6 feet in length. I don't see a reason why this should be illegal at all, especially in Iowa. Florida, we might have a different conversation about that. Iowa, yeah, I don't think so. And now we move on to Toronto, where this is an awesome story. It's about the Jefferson salamander, endangered I might add, where for the first time ever, a road has actually been closed for the breeding migration of these salamanders. Now, it's not just closed to traffic, it's closed to all traffic, including pedestrians. Now, like I said, they report that this is the first time there, at least, there's been a road closure, and it's extremely rare to have a road closure for animal crossings like this. The road was initially closed March 8th, and it is expected to stay closed until March 29th. I think that's awesome. Huge props to Toronto for that. I only wish other cities would kind of follow suit. I personally don't mind going around. I can drive around. I could take a little time out of my day to help preserve the species. Now here's an awesome one that talks about Hinduism and lizards. And these are actually not necessarily news, more fact. Don't spill that on my computer. More facts than anything else. And because I have a terrible memory, I shall read them to you. Really good stuff. You ought to listen to this. It's really, I mean, some of it is a little weird, but really good stuff. If a lizard falls on the head, it symbolizes that the individual should be prepared for a rebellion caused by someone who has disturbed the peace of mind. According to Hinduism, if a lizard falls on the hair, it symbolizes that a person will gain something very soon. If a lizard falls on the face, it means that the individual will have a guest or a relative at home. If a falling lizard lands on the upper lip, I can't read either, if you haven't figured that out. If a lizard falls on the upper lip, it means a loss of wealth. However, if the lizard falls on the lower lip, it means the soon to gain wealth. A lizard falling on body parts such as the neck symbolizes destruction of enemies. If lizard fall on the left arm, it conveys a message that there's a sensual enjoyment, whereas in the right arm, it indicates that the person will fall ill. They come up with this stuff, but it's great. I mean, it's serious. It's right here. The link's on the website. You guys got to check this out. It's just awesome. A lizard falling on the navel indicates gain of something precious. If the lizard falls on the nails, in Hinduism, it means loss of wealth. we already cover that one? Must be 2 of them that mean loss of wealth. If a lizard falls on the back, it means destruction, and the buttocks, it will bring general good or money gain. There's wealth again. Hindus really like wealth, I think. On many people, lizards fall on the feet or toes. If the lizard falls on either the feet or the toe in Hinduism, it represents fear or some bad luck. Now, again, I'm not making it up. You can't make this stuff up. I'm serious. You got to read it. It's great. Links on the website. Check it out. And now let's move on to our last story of the day. And our last story today is about a person, and this is a great story. And this story is about Lake Erie researcher Kristen Stanford. And again, I shall quote, Lake Erie researcher Kristen Stanford recently won the 2012 Wildlife Diversity Conservation Award at this year's Wildlife Diversity Conference in Columbus. Now an outreach and education coordinator at the Stone Laboratory in 2006, she drew the attention of a national audience when she appeared on Discovery Channel's Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe. I don't know if you guys saw that. I remember her and Mike Rowe collecting, I think they were water snakes it was, and the biting, and it was a good show. If you didn't see that, look it up. I'm sure you could find it right here on YouTube, or at least some clips of it. Anyway, congratulations to you. It's awesome seeing somebody out there doing something and actually being noticed for something good that they're doing. And that, my friends, has been all your awesome news for this Wednesday. If you'd like to read any more of these stories, that link's right down below here in the description. And as always, if you're still watching, my name is Jason White. Now you know what's going on in the reptile world. Be good to each other. See you Friday.
I'm just a native individual at a pivotal point, declining the stage, physical as I rip to annoy every last man standing through this outlandish panic, worldwide famine, with hopes outstanding. We all try planning, but the luck of the draw keeps the eternally flawed and an infinite fall. With the clip in the claws, the Lord's picking you off for sipping a soft drink while you're tripping up north. It all seems tragic, they all stay laughing like I'm cursed with black magic or hurt with John Maddock, all play by play. I take it day by day and walk by faith to bury the hate with each step I take and breath I make. My spirit escape and left by faith Christ. Damn. Where's my God-given soul, so I steadily flow and weather each road.